I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I am not going to stand for it.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about House Rep Nancy Mace destroying a reporter who asked her a question about Mace's new colleague, Sarah McBride. You see, Sarah McBride is the first transgender House Rep. So there's a problem. If you are a biological XY male who now identifies as female, and before anybody says anything, before anybody freaks out, before anyone reports this video, that's just the facts, okay? Now, whatever Miss Sarah identifies as is something else. The fact is that Sarah was born an XY male and now identifies as female. Anyway, I'm getting triggered already. But Nancy Mace put the bill out there in an attempt to go ahead and block or get in front of the inevitable situation where Sarah McBride decides to go and use the women's restroom. Now, before I go any further, let's just show an article right quick so you can see what's going on. You see the headline: a GOP lawmaker introduces a capital bathroom rule before her trans colleague arrives. And you see Nancy Mace right there on the right. On the left, that is, what's it, Sarah McBride, a Democrat, of course. Of course. You know, you don't even got to say that. You don't even got to put the D next to the name because a Republican trans, come on. Anyway, so that's the individual right there. Now, here is a video from Nancy Mace talking about the situation. Then we're going to get to the news clip in which she annihilated the reporter. And of course, everything will be in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Hey everyone, I seem to blow up the radical left last night. I filed a resolution that would ban biological men from women's private spaces on the Hill. I'm just getting started, and I've already nowhere near stopping, and the death threats that I'm receiving now aren't going to stop me either. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. Come at me, bro, or bros in this case. I'm not going to take your threats for an answer, and I'm going to fight like hell for women and girls to keep men out of women's private spaces, to include bathrooms, restrooms, locker rooms, changing rooms, you name it. You are not welcome.
Very, very well said, Nancy Mace. Fantastic. Now, let's get to this here. This should be viral everywhere. It should be one of the most viewed videos of the past few months. This is very good. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Here she goes. Here's Congresswoman Mace. Congresswoman Mace, can I ask you a question as you walk here? So the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from
100%
using...
yes.
My question to you is...
And it doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
but should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
Now, before she answers the question, the bill, as far as I know, it bans women from going into men's spaces and men for going into women's spaces. Whatever somebody identifies as is their business. I don't care. Listen, I'm not a transphobe, homophobe, nothing like that. Whatever you want to do, that's your business. It's not my business. But it becomes a problem when someone's activity interferes with someone else's rights. For example, the whole gay wedding cake thing. When you're speaking to a Christian bakery, forcing them to go against their own beliefs in their religion. Now we're doing something different, okay? Do what you want to do, but don't force me to get involved with it. And the women the same way. They may say, hey, Sarah McBride, you want to identify as a female? Go ahead. Okay, you're looking like Dolph Lundgren. If he dies, he dies. That's fine. Do what you want to do. But can you not come to our bathroom? Is that too much to ask? I'm triggered.
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I'm not going to stand for it. And the Speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker.
End of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
You know what? That's how they are too. A lot of these people have mental problems. It's an issue. You know, at a certain point, we should take mental health seriously. Right now, it's kind of a talking point and an excuse. Oh, I got mental health. That's the reason why I crashed out and took all the money. All right, whatever. But some people seriously battle with actual mental health disorders, which is why they would want to send death threats her way because of this bill. That's why, because they're not all the way wrapped too tight.
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
Forcing women to share private spaces with men is not dignity and not respect. And I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy, because that's not okay. It's not okay.
Congresswoman,
Thank you, Congressman. We're going to peel away from this conversation, Kira. So a little bit of the context of what we were just talking about, and I'm going to have my cameraman step out of the active driveway here, was that Nancy Mace put forward this piece of legislation. It was aimed, she said, although the name is not in the legislation, at a new member of Congress, Sarah McBride of Delaware, who is a transgender woman. She has said that the legislation would prevent women from using male restrooms and vice versa in the United States Capitol. Speaker Johnson has said, he made a statement earlier today where he said he believes, a quote, man is a man and woman is a woman, but he also called for, as you heard me ask the congressman about, dignity and respect.
I mean, look, you can respect someone while at the same time respecting other people. Respecting this congressperson should not come at the expense of others. Respect everyone equally. I respect this person's rights and I respect everyone else's rights. Just because you think you're a special category of victim and you need special treatment does not mean that I mistreat other people to do it. That's not how this works at all.
For new members of Congress, and that would include this new member of Congress, Sarah McBride from Delaware, who is a transgender woman. All of that to say this is now an issue that Congress is forced to grapple with here, and one that they've never been forced to grapple with before, because Sarah McBride is the first trans person elected to the United States House of Representatives, and it's very much unclear at this hour what Mike Johnson plans to do, although Nancy Mace is under the impression that her resolution or something of the like will now go into the new House of Representatives rules package, which would theoretically be voted on and approved by the next Congress come January.
and just trying to look back at
I don't see nothing wrong with it. I see zero wrong with it, but let's let them continue here. This is ABC News, by the way.
Trump's ads as he was running for president. I mean, he's probably going to be right along with Nancy Mace if she pushes for this. She won't.
Now, the ad she's speaking of was the one where they had the Breakfast Club talking about Kamala Harris supported gender reassignment surgery for illegal alien inmates.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala supports transgender sex changes in jail with our money.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you.
Oh, it was brilliant, brilliantly done. Simple, straight to the point, factual, brilliant ad. You know, part of the reason why Trump won, aside from the economy, foreign wars, a bad overall president, a lot of lying and gaslighting from the mainstream media and politicians, but another reason why Trump won is because his campaign was able to connect to the people and what they were thinking, what their desires are, what their needs are. That's why he was able to win, in part.
You won't get any pushback from the president-elect, right?
It's very much unclear. We know that President-elect Trump made targeting Kamala Harris's position on transgender issues a key point of his campaign. And we also know that he's given Speaker Mike Johnson, the president-elect has, rope.
There's the person right there, Sarah McBride,
to essentially run the House of Representatives how he sees fit. So it's really up to Mike Johnson at this hour, and it's really hard to parse what Mike Johnson wants to do. Again, he made that statement just moments ago before cameras. He made a point, actually, to call cameras for this impromptu public statement where he walked out to cameras in a way that was unplanned, said he believes a man is a man and a woman is a woman. I'm quoting him here, and then went on to say that he believes that each member of the House, each new member, and every member in general, should be afforded dignity and respect.
Now, let's pause right here. You see the all-gender restroom? That's the solution. They got enough money. Look, just make one bathroom all-gender. Or have a single stall, like a family restroom. They have those all over. Look, if you have the family stalls and Quick Trips and Wawas and whatnot, why can't you have that in the Capitol? They got plenty of money. They spend enough of our money. You look, $7 trillion and you can't you can't afford to build an all-gender bathroom?
So we don't quite know where he lands on this, but Nancy Mace has said that he promised her that her opinion on this and her position on this and her resolution, which you just heard her outline there speaking to me, will be included in this new rules package put forward by the House of Representatives come January.
All right, so there we go. That's that. So shout out to Nancy Mace. Hey, Nancy Mace. Hold on, round of applause. Nancy Mace, that was fantastic. You did a great job. And as I close, I want to say one thing. The media will say what Nancy Mace said is an example of the kind of racism, the emboldened racism, sexism. I know it's not racism, but they'll find a way to, it'll be about race some kind of way. They're going to say Sarah McBride, aka Eli Manning, is a quarter Indian and is somehow racist. You know how the media does. They'll try to say that this is the influence of Trump when really this is the influence of the people. This is not a popular issue among the people. The media gaslights you, making everything that they think or they deem as negative be attributed to Trump, when really Trump is just responding to the American people. I mean, 75 million votes compared to what, 71 million votes? The people are spoken. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Nancy Mace said? Do you agree with what she said? Do you not agree? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I agree with what she said 1,000%. 1,000%. I mean, really, this is common sense. If we were speaking just maybe about 5 to 10 years ago, I'll say before C-19 hit, if this was a topic like in 2018, it wouldn't be taken seriously, I don't think. I'm not really sure that this would be, maybe before 2018, maybe like 2010, 2011. This really wouldn't be a thing, but now all of a sudden it is. I think people are bored. They want to be a victim, and also they want to victimize other people. I say no more. Let's stop, put it into it, and move on with our lives in a normal, regular way. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.